biggest Polish bike programme on TV. Coming up, it's big, it's beefy, it's the biking equivalent of the Titanic. Yes, it's the big bad boss hot. Find out who has the tastiest nibbles at the NEC. And stay tuned as Johnny Banks. Next up, Scooter Olympics. If you think bigger is always better, think again. We traded in our beefy muscle for some nifty hustle and wheeled out the scooters for a day. Hello there and welcome to Scooter Olympics. The Bikes Aloud team have handpicked for the nation's finest scooter riders to compete against each other.
My name's Kenny Savage. I'm from Fulham. George, I live in Wandsworth.
My name's Ricardo from Chesington. My name's Jason from South in the Wood.
I've been riding for about 2 years now.
5 years scooters.
From the age of 12.
What do you think of the competition today?
Should be no problem.
This gold medal's mine.
I'm going to win. See what happens.
Big score. Broken hip bone. Crash on motorbike.
And in strolls our latecomer Danny on a very trick scooter indeed. The competition's just got tougher. Right, our first test is a simple slalom event. Basically, the guys have to bring their scoot in and out of these cones, not only without touching the floor, but in the quickest time possible. First off the blocks was George, who was looking good until he clipped one at the end. Now Ricardo took it slow and steady and came out with a clean run, no penalty points for him. Kenny clipped one in the middle and Jason hit two. Even our late arrival Danny couldn't make it through without the cone hitting the deck. So that clean run from Ricardo sends him to the top of the leaderboard in a time of 8.1 seconds. He's followed by Kenny, then Daniel. George sits in fourth place and Jason's at the bottom with a 2-second penalty. This is our George for Scooter Olympics, Ollie Delhi. Nice to have you here, Ollie. Now, you're a bit of a scooter demon, aren't you? Tell us a bit about yourself.
I live in London, and the thing about being in London is big powerful bikes are cool, but you can't really get around unless you're going to get around in a scooter. And nowadays some of the scooters are so powerful, it's a lot of fun getting around at the same time.
So what exactly are you looking for today?
Control, and we're looking for style, and we're looking for a bit of ingenuity as well.
It's time now for round 2, Freestyle wheelies. It's the boys' opportunity to show us what they're made of. So the contestants had a free rein with their limbs and machines whilst trying to impress our judge. They were certainly pulling out all the stops, attempting to bag a whole heap of points. Wheelies came in all shapes and forms as the riders attempted to outdo each other for style, agility and creativity on the back wheel. After pulling out more tricks than Paul Daniels, Ricardo sits happily at the top of the table with 10 points. Kenny comes in second with 8. Daniel and Snoop sit comfortably in third with 6. George playing it safe, earning himself 2 points. So, no reshuffle there at the top of the leaderboard, with Ricardo, Kenny and Daniel still taking first to third places. Snoop's clever back wheel antics slip him into fourth position, with George slipping back to fifth. Next round is scooter soccer. Now, this is really going to test those young lads. Okay, what they have to do is get the ball through the goalpost. Easier, but these guys have got to do it on the scooter. And to make the competition a little stiffer, our judge, Ollie Delhi, stepped in as goalie. Great ball control here by Kenny. Ollie blocked a shot and finally gets 1-0. Ricardo struggled but eventually scored. Talent scouts will be after George after he easily slipped one past Ollie Delhi. Scooter soccer proved a spot of bother for Snoop, but eventually he managed to score. Danny certainly gave Ollie the runaround and posted one in pretty sharpish. Scootering's answer to David Beckham. George scored maximum points there. He's closely followed by Daniel on 8 points. Kenny came in third, Jason fourth, and Ricardo, the first competition he hasn't won, scored a dismal 2 points. The scores on the door. Kenny now joins Ricardo at the top of the table with a whopping 22 points. Daniel still in third position, with George and Snoop battling it out at the bottom of the table for fourth and fifth. Our next test is hand-to-hand. Now, scooterists have to collect the gloves from box 1, safely deliver it over to box 2 in the quickest possible time. There's 4 gloves to be dispatched, and it's a race against the clock. Kenny's up first and would have slid that Gilera around to a tasty time if he hadn't dropped a glove there right at the end. George is up next, not cranking it over much, down into that box and taking a wide line, which is sure to slow him down. Ricardo looking good from the off, sliding that back end in just like Kenny and carefully placing those gloves right where they should be. Snoop is out next, making it look easy, not even stopping to post those gloves. And last but not least, Danny showing off there, hoisting that front end up in style. Will that lose him time? But he did safely deliver all those gloves into the box. Golden Boy Ricardo back once again at the top of the table, earning maximum points. Daniel and Snoop equalled second place with a time of 46 seconds, and Kenny pipped George to the post by just 1 second. Our final results reveal Ricardo is Sultan of Scooters. Daniel ran a close second, with Kenny not far behind in third. Jason and George will no doubt need more practice time before next year. Let's have a big hand for Ricardo, who won the Scooter Olympics on 32 points.
It's an amazing feeling.
Does this mean you might venture on to world level now?
Yeah, I'm already looking at that.
No doubt sponsorship deals will be flooding through your letterbox.
My phone's ringing already, it's on silent.
You've won yourself a brand new helmet.
Thanks very much.
Big hand again for our champ.